YouTube, but today I'm going to be talking what happened last night in AEW with the Kenny Omega defeating Jon Moxley for the AEW title, and what does this mean now that it looks like Impact will be joining with AEW. As you guys saw last night, okay, in the episode of Winter is Coming, Don Callis was part of the commentary team. This was not Don Callis' first time being in commentating. He was there when Hangman Page wrestled Kenny Omega, and he did commentary. With that being said, nobody thought what we saw last night was going to happen. Now, me, myself, I didn't hear no twerping, no chirping, or whatever going on between Impact and AEW. Now, you guys remember a couple of weeks ago where Tony Khan said there's a shift coming. I'm looking all over the place and I'm like, what does the hell he means? Then he said he was talking to big name stars. I'm thinking, like, who's out there that's big in the name? The only guys that I could think of was CM Punk, who's still probably in his 40s. He can still wrestle. And I don't know about anybody else that could probably even be part of this. And I was just saying to myself, okay, he's talking about big names. He's talking about making a shift. I had a friend of mine tweeting me like crazy, talking about, no, it's Kenta. Kenta is going to come to AEW, and, you know, he's going to cash in his briefcase against Moxley for the United States title. Does not make sense. First of all, Kenta's in Japan. There's a travel restriction. Japanese wrestler cannot come to the United States as of now. I mean, still don't get how, you know, a lot of these guys like Kenta, who was in the United States in the summer, end up going to Japan. Maybe they got a private plane. I don't know how it works. I don't know if Japanese people who are descendants over there from Japan, and they are like nationality in Japan or whatever, could fly from here to the United States. I mean, from the United States to Japan. Anyway, so there was a lot of things going on. Everybody's talking about, oh, Kenta's coming to Japan. I mean, to the United States. We all know that's not gonna happen. So then, during the last couple of weeks where they announced it was going to be Kenny Omega versus Moxley, I'm thinking like, okay, Moxley is the United States champion and in Japan, and I'm saying to myself, well, if he's the United States champion, he's not going to go to Japan with the AEW belt around him and lose the United States IWGP title in Japan, being that he's the AEW World Champion. Logic sense will tell you that's not what we're talking about here. It makes no sense. So I'm saying, okay, there could be a interference, maybe Hangman, interfere in Kenny Omega's fight, and because he's still feeling some type of way about how they broke up. But then I'm looking at BTE and I see Hangman hanging out with Dark Order, so that kills the suspicion that he may interfere. So now last night, we saw what happened. We saw when Kenny Omega defeated Jon Moxley with the help of Don Callis. Okay, we saw it. We saw what happened. He gave him the paradigm shift outside. He gave him 3 paradigm shifts. I don't understand how you give a guy 3 paradigm shifts. Nobody has gotten up, and you still don't beat the guy. Not only that, you didn't even use the bulldog choke that he just usually does, that he did to Eddie Kingston. So that part, I didn't understand. He kept talking about a gentleman's rivalry, a gentleman's match, and then at the end, we saw that he paradigm shift Omega near the heaters. They brought him inside the ring. Don Callis got hit by Moxley. He threw the microphone in, and Kenny Omega went and hit him with the microphone, and the rest is history. Now, after the match, you saw Omega and Callis run all the way to the back. Marvez somehow was in the back. I don't know what the hell he was doing in the back. It was cold. But he interviewed Callis, and Callis said, we'll give you the answer on Tuesday. Marvez said, Dynamit's on Wednesday. He said, we'll give you the answer on Tuesday in Impact. So right there, that tells you that they're working with Impact. AEW and Impact it's not made. They are working together. And so now they're working together. And the funny thing is that a couple of weeks ago in my podcast, in my audio podcast, I said that Impact doesn't have anything going for them. They just lost the Rascals to WWE. Well, one of them signed with WWE. They keep losing wrestlers. The North is was the best tag teams that they had. I mean, you still got the Machine Guns. You got the Good Brothers. The Good Brothers are the tag team, world tag team champions. So, what best way than to bring in former Bullet Club members and people who know the Young Bucks to come in and be part of something. So now we're gonna see Kenny Omega go to Impact on Tuesday to make whatever announcement he's doing. Now they just kind of shock the world, if you really think about it, into let me turn this off. This sound on my phone. I mean on my watch. So now they come on Tuesday to talk about whatever, and now it looks like Impact and AEW are now working together. Now everybody's talking about what happens. Well, what about Ring of Honor? Well, Ring of Honor needs to get into the whole thing. Well, it's funny because not about 10 or 11 months ago, I did a podcast on YouTube talking about how Marty Scurll was going to bring New Japan, NWA, Ring of Honor, AEW together. Impact was not even included in this when I talked about it. And the reason I was saying that was because Marty was the head booker for Ring of Honor, and Ring of Honor and New Japan's relationship was kind of a little rough on the edges after what happened at G1 Supercard in April of last year. Marty was able to at least, kind of smooth things out between New Japan and Ring of Honor. They brought in NWA, but then the pandemic hit and everything went down south. I made a podcast before the pandemic that I saw Marty Scurll bringing everybody together, AEW, Ring of Honor, NWA, and New Japan together. But again, the pandemic happened, everything got suspended, everything went haywire, and here we are today. Now, somewhere in September, AEW, or August, AEW decided to work with the NWA, and they brought in Thunder Rosa. That was right there. I said, well, AEW is working with with NWA. That's a good move. Now they're on the pursuit of working with Impact. They might even buy Impact because Impact is not making no money. There's no way Impact, I could see them probably buying it and making another show, another AEW show, or Impact could just have their own identity but still be part under the umbrella of AEW, just like WWE has NXT. Same thing. You know what I'm saying? And then you have all the guys from AEW Dark work on Impact. It makes sense. Now, where does Ring of Honor come into this? Ring of Honor just started coming back. They're back again on television or Fight TV, whatever you want to call it. Everybody's talking about, well, Ring of Honor could be bought by WWE. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. First of all, right now, WWE is losing money. You could probably say, oh, but they got money from the Saudi Arabia from last year. They got this. Are you willing to buy more another Ring of Honor company and then have more wrestlers that you got to paid when right now you don't have room to even push the guys you have now on the main roster and even in NXT? Makes no sense. I mean, it kind of makes a little sense because you got the Ages, you got the Samoa Joe, you got Bobby Roode, all these people that came from Ring of Honor are there. Adam Cole. So that could be the possibility. But then again, if I say Ring of Honor gets bought by WWE, then New Japan is by themselves out there. New Japan really don't need Ring of Honor because they're not using anybody from Ring of Honor right now. Except they were using Jeff Cobb, but Jeff Cobb is not signed with Ring of Honor. He's with New Japan now. But it'll be sad if WWE goes and takes everything. Because WWE, as of now, here's what they're doing. This is one thing I want to say. They just picked up Alex Zane, and they just picked up Russ Taylor. Russ Taylor, I saw him in New Japan Pro Wrestling as part of Team Filthy probably a week ago. All of a sudden, WWE picks him up. You know what I'm saying? WWE is picking up all these wrestlers because they don't want AEW to pick them up. They don't want New Japan to pick up anybody, which is very petty because your guys are not using these people. You put them in NXT, they good, they time gets wasted down there, and then when you bring them up, you're not pushing them because you're still pushing the Seth Rollins, you're still pushing the Roman Reigns, and you're pushing the same guys over and over again. The Hurt Business, you're pushing the same people. So, doesn't make any sense. So, I mean, with all this is happening right now with what AEW did last night, pretty much tells you they're merging. They're working together. They're willing to work with anybody. New Japan, if AEW and New Japan gets together along with Impact, and if Ring of Honor comes in NWA, the only one left out there is MLW. And MLW has a good relationship with AEW because MJF was working for MLW while he was still signed with AEW. So a lot of WWE better get it together because the writing is on the wall. This is something I mentioned back in January or February of this year. Possibility of merging of all these promotions. Even Impact, I say maybe Impact should jump in because Impact needed to be in it. And anyway, right now this is a good thing for Impact because now you could use AEW could use that platform and bring in the AEW dark guys and get everybody gets paid, everybody's wrestling, everybody's on TV. So, and then with this move, Impact will bring in at least 300, 400,000 people. And now think about it. Kenny Omega is going to be in Impact this Tuesday with the AEW World title. And you guys don't think this is cool? I mean, it is crazy. It is crazy, especially what happened last night. Sting coming back to wrestling. Now a lot of people are like, "Oh, he's old. He's 61 years old. What he gonna do? He gonna wrestle?" If you know your history, and most of you probably don't, because a lot of you are not. The majority of wrestling fans now are more younger than I am. Sting was the face of TNT. He was the face of WCW. He was the franchise. So him showing up at AEW last night, me as a wrestling fan, yeah, it brought a lot of memories, and I was a mark for it, and I was a damn mark for it because it brought back a lot of memories. Yeah, I was so happy to see him back, and he's back home where he belongs, TNT. You know what I'm saying? WWE had him, and they didn't do anything with him. They didn't put him against The Undertaker. They put him in a WrestleMania to wrestle Triple H, and he lost to Triple H. What that tells you, Triple H was never a better wrestler than this thing. Never. People will tell me, "Oh, but he won 13 world titles." The world titles don't mean nothing. Any title in WWE doesn't mean anything. Cena won it 16 times. Orton has won it 14. Triple H 13. Belts don't last long anymore in WWE. See what they did to Drew McIntyre. They made him lose to Roman Reigns, even though Roman Reigns is a hot heel right now. But the Universal title is better than the WWE title. Come on, the history of that belt. Come on. Everybody's name has passed through that promotion and won WWE titles. And I don't know, but WWE better start looking back. And somebody online on YouTube said it best. WWE is walking and looking back, and they don't know what they're gonna trip in front of them. Because right now, the way it looks, WWE right now has problems. A lot of problems. McMahon is showing up like late hour or hour and a half hour before SmackDown begins or Raw begins. There's word that the talent in Raw are so frustrated with Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon. And you think they're not looking at AEW as probably a possibility of them going to AEW after the contract is over? And then think about it also. If these mergers happen, Impact, Ring of Honor, NWA, New Japan, they all not merge, but join together for one common goal to put WWE out of business, which I doubt it because WWE is too big. But it could happen. Right now, what Tony Khan showed y'all last night was a glimpse. He went like this. He showed you the blanket. He said, "Look what I got." And everybody's still thinking AEW sucks. AEW should go down. You know? I mean, I don't agree with a lot of stuff that AEW does because AEW sometimes they, when it comes to creativity, they overdo it. But last night, it showed you already. The writing's on the wall. And I don't care what podcasters don't agree with me. Like I said, I don't care what any other podcasters say because I have my own opinion and whatnot. And I'm going to speak my mind about it. You don't have to agree. You could agree. If you don't agree with it, then leave me comments. That's all. But at the end of the day, AEW is right now giving you a glimpse of what's the possibility. Think about it. 4 years ago or 3 years ago, they had All In. Okay, they had All In. They had New Japan. They had Impact. They had Ring of Honor. Who else was in there? I forgot what other federation was there, but even bar wrestling, you had all these promotions doing one specific event. The people did not believe that Cody Rhodes could get 10,000 fans in a building. That was never been done. Never been done since WCW days. Even NWA was included. That's the other one. Okay? And they say it was never going to happen because even Dave Meltzer was like, oh, that would never happen. Because, you can't do something with WWE does. Guess what? They did it. Okay? All in. It was done. What makes you think that that cannot happen? That could happen again. These promotions get together to create one big event. Look at New Japan has their Wrestle Kingdom, and that's a 2-night event. And they still have it in this year. Wrestle Kingdom 15. Okay? These companies here in the United States could get together and do an all out or all in part 2. They're already doing all out. They could do it all in. And perfect name, all in. Are you all in to make a difference in professional wrestling and get rid of this damn sports entertainment? And maybe WWE will wake up and say, hey, oh shoot, we should start doing professional wrestling instead of doing these garbage ass things that they do with the 24/7 title, meaningless. That shit is garbage. The World Tag Team titles, they need to merge them. And the World title and the Universal title needs to be merged, like the way they used to do back in the days. That's Universal title. Then the United States title don't mean jack. Just because Bobby Lashley's carrying it and he's in the Hurt Business doesn't mean that title is worthless right now. The Intercontinental belt, a title that right now that, may he rest in peace, Pat Patterson held, the first man whoever held that belt, that Intercontinental belt is worthless. Even with Sami Zayn holding it, they still making him look like a fool. So, hey, there's a lot of things you guys got to think about. It could possibly happen. Who knows? Who knows? And if AEW decides, now they're working with Impact, they might start like a little war. You're going to probably see Impact wrestlers in AEW. If Tony Khan decides to buy Impact for whatever amounts of dollars and still keep it as Impact on the AEW umbrella, it's going to be sick. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm a big fan of Impact right now because of the way they get being run. But think about it. Just think about it. It's beautiful. It'll be beautiful for professional wrestling. So, I just wanted to come in and talk about this because I know for a fact that a lot of people were wondering, like, what's going to happen now? What's the next member? Impact. First was NWA, now Impact. Okay? Who's next? Is Ring of Honor the next one? I can see Ring of Honor doing it. Ring of Honor has a lot of those wrestlers in Ring of Honor, or the company that been in Ring of Honor had been in the, had dealt with the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, all those people. So, we'll see. But this is it, guys. Thank you for listening to my podcast. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what your thoughts, your comments, and everything. We're definitely going to hear your thoughts or read out your comments, whatever I have to, and talk about it the next time I'm on. So let's see what happens. Everything's right there on the writing on the wall, like I said. So, again, subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Chokeslam Wrestling Report. Hit that notification bell. Hit that thumbs up. Comment. Let me know what you think about this, and let me know what you think. And also I have a audio podcast, The Chokeslam Wrestling Report, on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Amazon Podcasts, and any other audio podcast you guys like to listen to and check it out. It's every Sunday and Thursday. So as of today, right now, as I do this video, there was one dropped today. The AEW Dynamite review from Winter is Coming. So I'm just doing a follow-up on a video. So, just check it out. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to the podcast and let me know what you think. Until then, guys, be safe. Be careful and stay 6 feet apart, social distancing, and I will see you guys soon.